Welcome and welcome back. We're on our next reading in the Aquarian. It's chapter 157. So let us begin by gently closing our eyes, taking a deep breath in, and with each deep breath, just feel yourself becoming more and more present in this moment, in this time and space. With each breath, leaving behind the cares of the day, the week, things yet to come. Just letting all of that go. Becoming more present in this moment. Lovingly and gently recall all parts of yourself back. Feel yourself more present and whole. If you feel yourself corded to any person or any situation, just release that cord and let it go back to source. If you feel any situation or any person corded to you, just gently release that cord and ask that it go back to source. And now see a column of white light gently come down over you. Breathe in the air of this source. Breathe in all the attributes of God. Peace, wisdom, love. All-knowing, all-powerful, ever-present. Feel yourself coming into your own. And now we'll gently lift up in that column of light, lifting up higher and higher, further and further, away from earthly cares and concerns, finding our space of peace, of support, wisdom, and love. And when you've found your space in the grove and you're ready to begin, gently open your eyes. There we are. Chapter 157. Then Jesus with the 12 went forth and sat upon Mount Olives just beyond the city's gate. And his disciples said, "Behold the wondrous city of Jerusalem. Its homes are all so beautiful, its temples and its shrines are clothed in such magnificence." And Jesus said, "The city is the glory of my people, Israel. But lo, the time will come when every stone will be cast down, and it will be a hiss and byword for the nations of the earth." And the disciples asked, "When will this desolation come?" And Jesus said, "This round of human life will not be full until the armies of the conqueror will thunder at her gates, and they will enter in, and blood will flow like water through the streets. And all the precious furnishings of the temple, court, and palaces will be destroyed, or carried off to deck the palaces and courts of kings. Behold, these days are not at hand. Before they come, lo, you shall You shall be maltreated by the scribes and Pharisees, the high priests and the doctors of the law. Without a cause you will be haled into the courts. You will be stoned. You will be beaten in the synagogues. You will stand condemned before the rulers of the world, and governors and kings will sentence you to death. But you will falter not, and you will testify for truth and righteousness. And in these hours be anxious not about your speech. You need not think of what to say. For lo, the holy breath will overshadow you and give you words to say. But then the carnage will go on, and men will think that they are pleasing God by killing you. And nations far and near will hate you for the sake of Christ. And men will stir up evil thoughts among your kin, and they will hate you and give you up to die. And brothers will be false to brothers, fathers will stand forth and testify against their own, and children will drive parents to the funeral pile. When you shall hear the Roman eagle screaming in the air, and see his legions screaming over the plain, then know the desolation of Jerusalem is near. Then let the wise wait not, but flee. Let him who is upon his house wait not to enter into the house to gather up his wealth, but let him flee. And he who labors in the field must not return, but leave his all to save his life. And woe to mothers with little children in the day, none shall escape the sword. The tribulation of the days cannot be told in words, for such has never been since God created man upon earth. The conqueror will carry away the many sons of Abraham. The conqueror will carry many of the sons of Abraham away as captives into foreign lands, and they who know not Israel's God will tread the highways of Jerusalem until the anti-Jewish times have been fulfilled. But when the people have been punished for their crimes, the tribulation days will end. But lo, the time will come when all the world will rise like gladiators in a ring and fight just for the sake of shedding blood. And men will reason not. They will not see, nor care to see, a cause for carnage, desolation, thefts, for they will war with friend or foe. The very air will seem surcharged with smoke of death, and pestilence will follow close upon the sword. And signs that men have never seen will appear in heaven and earth, and sun and moon and stars. The seas will roar, and sounds will come from heaven that men can never comprehend. And these will bring distress of nations with perplexity. Hearts of the strongest men will faint in fear, in expectation of the coming of more frightful things upon the earth. But while the conflicts rage on land and sea, the Prince of Peace will stand above the clouds of heaven and say again, peace, peace on earth, goodwill to men. And every man will throw away his sword, and nations will learn war no more. And then the man who bears the pitcher will walk forth across the arc of heaven. The sign and signet of the Son of Man will stand forth in the eastern sky. The wise will then lift up their heads and know that the redemption of the earth is near. Before these days shall come, behold, false Christs and poor deluded prophets will arise in many lands. And they will show forth signs and do a multitude of mighty works. And they will lead astray the many who are not wise, and many of the wise will be deceived. And now I tell you once again, when men shall say, the Christ is in the wilderness, go you not forth? And if they say the Christ is in the secret place, believe it not. For when he comes, the world will know that he has come. For as the morning light comes from the east and shines into the west, so shall the coming of the age and Son of Man. The wicked of the earth will weep when they shall see the Son of Man come down upon the clouds of heaven in power. Take heed, you, O take heed, for you know not the hour nor the day when the Son of Man comes. Let not your hearts be overcharged with sensuous things, nor with the cares of life, lest that day come and find you unprepared. Keep watch at every season of the year, and pray that you may meet the Lord with joy and not with grief. Before these days shall come, our Father God will send his messengers abroad, yea, to the corners of the earth, and they will say, prepare you, O prepare. The Prince of Peace shall come, and now is coming on the clouds of heaven. When Jesus had thus said, he went with his disciples back to Bethany. Tuesday is a long day, right? If you think about it, Tuesday starts with Jesus and the disciples noticing the withered fig tree. If you can remember back that far, that many videos ago, 153 that would have been. So, yeah, they've seen the withered fig. He's gone into the temple and cleared the merchants from the temple. He's argued with the scribes and Pharisees a couple of times. Sat in the treasury, and watched the widow. Has talked to the people a couple of times. And now this quiet moment where the 13 of them are sitting at the mountain looking down over the city of Jerusalem, he tells them of what is to come. And then they go back to Bethany. So that's a long day. It's a pretty important day. So, yeah, he starts by talking about the destruction of Jerusalem, and not just the destruction of Jerusalem, but what's going to befall them. That they are going to be maltreated. They are going to be stoned and ridiculed and put to death for speaking truth and righteousness. But I love that he tells them, was it 157:11? For lo, the holy breath will overshadow you and give you words to say. So you don't need to worry about what happens or what will happen or how you will extricate yourself from situation or what will need to be said, because holy breath will take over for you and speak through you. This might be one of the first times we hear of holy breath. I could have sworn we heard about the Comforter in a previous chapter, but I could be wrong. If not, this might be the first time we're talking about holy breath, and there'll be a bit more to come and a bit more said on that as we move forward. And then the man who bears the pitcher will walk forth across the arc of heaven. The sign and signet of the Son of Man will stand forth in the eastern sky. So the man who bears the pitcher, that is the archer, the sign of Aquarius. So he's talking about the procession of time, and as we're moving into the Aquarian Age. So a bit of mysticism there that's somewhat unexpected. And then I love how he ends this section with, take heed, take heed, for you know not the hour of the day when comes the Son of Man. Stay prayed up, right? Stay ready. Be not like remember the parable of the servants that got lazy. They enjoyed the master's, food and wine, and then, when the master comes home, he has no food, no provisions. Or like the 10 virgins, where 5 of them had gotten their oil earlier and were all prepared to go into the banquet, whatever the hour that the prince arrived, but the other 5 did not prepare, and so when the prince arrived and they're about to go into the wedding feast, they have to run to the market to get more oil, and when they come back, the door is shut, right? The parable on being prepared. So, take heed, for you know not the hour. Remain prayed up, remain expectant, because just like that, on a moment, in a day, it turns. Be ready. Keep watch at every season of the year and pray that you may meet the Lord with joy and not with grief. Exactly. That's why we stay prayed up. We stay ready. We want to be able to meet our opportunities as they come and be able to say yes and step into them. And we can't do that when we're not following the program, whatever that may be, right? So true story. Back in years ago when I was a jewelry designer, I'd been asked to dress some of the models for a photo shoot. So it had been on the calendar for a few weeks, and I had, unrelated to that, I had been on my program, eating right, exercising, drinking lots of water, whatever the program was, I was on it. And, for that couple of weeks, I had been encouraged to be consistent, and I was feeling good because of it. And come the day of the photo shoot, it's just a day. I'm going to do my job. I'm going to go dress these girls, make them look beautiful in my jewelry. And we got to a shot late in the day. They were a model short. And the creative director looked at me and goes, you can wear this dress. Go change and be in the shot with us. And it was like, what? And sure enough, I got in the dressing room, put the dress on, and it fits like chef's kiss fit. And, and I was like, dude, if I had not been on my program, thank God I had been on my program. Because if I had not been, I'd have had a pudgy stomach, and I'd have looked like a stuffed sausage. But instead, I looked, perfect and fit for the part. So yeah, stay prayed up, stay ready, stay on your game, because you never know when opportunity will be meeting you. And that is our Tuesday, right? There's one little part that I did want to highlight. There was, let's see, talks about standing above the clouds. All right. So this was 157, verse 27. But when the conflicts rage on land and sea, the Prince of Peace will stand above the clouds of heaven and say again. Oh no, that's not it. Where is it? Oh no, to stand above the clouds. That's it. So remember we had a couple of videos ago of the phrase to fall from heaven, and it's an idiom meaning to lose one's standing, to lose one's power. This is the opposite of that. To stand above the clouds is to be in full possession of all of one's power, to have mastered oneself, and to have allowed spirit to overcome matter. So to have to have risen in standing in Christ consciousness, as the opposite of falling from the sky or falling from heaven. Alrighty, so that is 157. I will see you in the short term. I'll see you soon, because we're moving right along through these. All right, I love you in the meantime. Bye.